Hello, everyone. My name is Robert Petit. I'm a bioinformatician at the Wyoming Public Health Laboratory in the US and the developer of Bactopia. I'd like to thank the folks at Sakara for giving me the opportunity to speak about how Nextflow version 25 broke Bactopia, leading to its complete rewrite. Before we get into it, I should probably introduce you to what I rewrote. Bactopia is an end-to-end pipeline for the bacterial genome analysis. To no one's surprise, it's written in Nextflow and loosely follows nf-core standards. It's available from Bioconda, Docker, and Singularity, and thanks to Nextflow, it supports numerous compute infrastructures. It includes more than 150 bioinformatic tools within the pipeline, and over the years, we've been able to grow an active user base from all over the globe. A quick look at the Bactopia pipeline here on the right, and honestly, it's a bit boring. What you see here are the core steps of those analyses that are commonly run for all bacterial samples. For example, QC, assembly, annotation, nothing is too exotic here. But these core steps are a stepping stone to get all the outputs into a standardized structure with extensive audit trails and merging of outputs when applicable. After 5 to 20 minutes per sample, users will have everything needed for downstream analyses. Those downstream analyses are called Bactopia tools. And as you can see here, they make Bactopia much less boring. There's a lot more stuff happening now. There are more than 65 Bactopia tools that use those core step outputs to automatically select required inputs and execute the specified workflows. Users only need a simple parameter change to switch between Bactopia tools, allowing Bactopia users to rapidly do more science. That's a quick intro into Bactopia, and if you want an unbiased opinion, as the developer of Bactopia, I would say all was well in the world of Bactopia. Being built with Nextflow, running hundreds of thousands of samples through Bactopia was no issue, and oftentimes it was just very uneventful. You hit start and it did its stuff, and then you got a nice message then saying it completed successfully. Here's an example of Bactopia tools, running Bactopia tools on nearly 650,000 Salmonella assemblies available from the All the Bacteria project. 6 days later, you're done. And being in the least populated state here in the US, it's honestly really cool to see your tool being used by users all around the world in many different settings. So again, as an unbiased opinion, I would say all is well in the world of bacteria. That was until version 24 of Nextflow started exposing the cracks that had been growing in Bactopia over the years. To date myself a little, the prototype for Bactopia was originally written with version 0 of Nextflow. So yes, some of those cracks were old and just kind of glued up over the years. But those cracks were fine. It was 2024. They were just warnings, nothing to be too concerned about. And I had plenty of time to fix them. Then suddenly, like much of life these days, it's 2025 and I'm sitting here wondering, when did it become 2025 and why is it almost 2026 now? But my "you're out of time" signal came when Paolo gave a live demo of the Nextflow version 25 changes at the summit in Boston earlier this year. Needless to say, my time was up and I could no longer overlook just how much Nextflow version 25 was going to break Bactopia. Before I get into it, I will say, having done the rewrite of Bactopia now, Nextflow version 25 is a big step in the right direction for Nextflow developers. The strict syntax is nice, and the language server has made writing Nextflow code much easier. And as usual, both the nf-core and the Nextflow community are always awesome to work with. Even if you have ignored their best practices and eventually had to rewrite your own pipeline. I'm just going to highlight a few changes with Nextflow version 25 that are related to breaking Bactopia. First is to add params, which allowed passing variables when including a module or subworkflow, instead of passing those variables as inputs to the module or subworkflow. Bactopia utilized add params more than 200 times throughout the pipeline, so those would all need to be fixed. Another thing I heavily abused in Bactopia, especially with Bactopia tools, was conditionally including workflows based on some criteria. For example, all 60 Bactopia tools were run from a single workflow. Then based on the parameter, the workflow parameter, it would conditionally include the corresponding Nextflow files. I managed to make more than 100 conditional includes within Bactopia, and those would no longer work with Nextflow version 25. Next up were the use of params. Where should you use them? The best practice is to only use them within the entry workflow and pass them as inputs to modules. I pretty much just ignored this best practice by using params more than 2,000 times outside the entry workflows. So yeah, I guess a high score was achieved, and also something else that I would need to correct. These are just a few examples. There were also things such as strict syntax and changes to how files are published in Nextflow version 25 that affected Bactopia. You could safely say Bactopia was about as incompatible with Nextflow version 25 as a pipeline could be. After figuring out just how broken Bactopia would be with Nextflow version 25, part of me just wanted to leave the tangled mess and say, but it works? But yeah, then myself and the Bactopia users would be missing out on all the enhancements Nextflow version 25 was introducing, as well as any future enhancements introduced. What really needed to be done was a rewrite of Bactopia. So what did this look like? I'll use a flowchart for this, while leaving out many details of the rewrite. Although if there are interests, I'm happy to share these details with you, and then just feel free to reach out. Step 1, rewriting Bactopia. I'll break it into 2 major themes, switching to strict syntax, which would solve many of the cracks in Bactopia, and dealing with the lib folder and where to put all the fun groovy code at. To deal with the lib folder, I had 2 choices. I could move all the groovy code that was scattered throughout Bactopia into the lib folder, or make a plugin. I decided I should probably do it properly since I'm rewriting everything already, and I should build a plugin. This would remove all groovy code from Bactopia and isolate it into the nf-bactopia plugin. This plugin, inspired by the nf-schema plugin, includes many Bactopia specific functions, as well as some fun Easter eggs that you'll have to use Bactopia to find. Next up was rewriting modules, subworkflows, and workflows into strict syntax. The really nice thing about switching to strict syntax is that it took care of the incompatibilities Bactopia had with Nextflow version 25. For starters, which should be old news for NF Core folks, but for every module I created a static params and process config file, as well as a static schema. Previously in Bactopia, I was dynamically loading multiple different configs and schemas based on which workflow is executed. Yes, within the nextflow.config file, there was plenty of code to dynamically load many different other config files. These weren't explicitly listed. It would just dynamically load them. This is no longer the case. Instead, I now use a tool from Bactopia Pi to identify which modules are included in the workflow, and then generate the corresponding static Nextflow schema and static config files one time. Now that these files exist, unintended side effect is that Bactopia should also be compatible with the Sakara platform. In the past, because I was dynamically loading configs, users were having to manually create the Nextflow schema and Nextflow config files to make use of Sakara platform. Next up were the outputs. Previously, I made use of a custom save as function to publish files with published year within each module. Now publishing happens at the entry workflow. So this meant making sure all modules were outputting everything they should, and the subworkflows were emitting everything they should, so that the workflows could publish everything that they should. Next was testing. I originally implemented PyTest into Bactopia years ago after attending an NF Core hackathon, and it worked really well over the years. But after rewriting Bactopia, I would also have to rewrite all the tests to continue using PyTest, and it was going to be a considerable amount of effort. So I took this opportunity to transition from PyTest to nf-test. nf-test did everything PyTest was doing, but was much easier to work with. In connecting all the pieces, I had everything needed to create a standalone workflow that was fully compatible with the future of Nextflow. Cool story. I'm done. That's all I got to say about this. But if only it were that simple. You see, in the grand scheme of things, Bactopia is really a workflow of workflows. All of those Bactopia tools would need to be standalone workflows. And all those named workflows, like Staffopia, would also need to be standalone workflows. So long story short, I would need to replicate these steps in the green box 70 more times so that everything had a proper standalone workflow. But like I said earlier, I don't know much. I don't know how it is. I don't know much. I don't know how it is 2025, but it is 2025, so I could just use AI for the remaining workflows. My idea was I could use the standalone workflows I had already created as a reference for the AI to convert the remaining. I held its hand through this process. I showed it all the steps I had done, even provided before and after examples of everything. I said, do you understand? Do you have any questions? Could I clear anything up? And it very confidently said, I'm ready. So I unleashed this agent to do the conversion for me, and it did do the conversion for me, just not very well. What it did well was create all the files I would have needed with stuff inside. But then I could work with this stuff inside to correct it and make sure it's all working as it should be. So yeah, I'm happy to report Bactopia is now fully compatible with Nextflow version 25, which I'm quite proud of and excited about. Although I'd rather not experience rewriting Bactopia again anytime soon, it did provide the opportunity to make long needed changes. After rewriting, I was able to standardize the code and unload technical debt, which had accumulated over the years. There's not so much geological history in the code anymore. For example, knowing when something was written in DSL versus DSL2 times. Another win is making every standalone workflow compatible with the Sakara platform. And then Bactopia should be sitting quite well with the future Nextflow versions. You could even say all is well again in the world of Bactopia. Before I take any questions, I'd like to once again thank the folks at Sakara for providing the opportunity to tell my story. I would also like to thank the many developers of open source software used by Bactopia, as well as the users of Bactopia. I'd like to thank the folks here in Wyoming, Taylor, Elena, Marin, Chase, Jim, Rob, and Joe, who are all super awesome and allow me to continue to support and develop Bactopia. Also, Tim Reed and his group at Emory University, and Ahmed Babakar at Rush, who are always helping to steer the ship that is Bactopia. And finally, the funders, which have been supportive and allowed Bactopia to be continuously maintained over the last 5 years now. With that, thank you for your time, and I would be happy to take any questions.